I'm Corinne Horowitz. I'm president of the Friends of the Goleta Library. And today we had our annual meeting followed by one of our monthly lectures. And this one was on exoplanet by a professor from the UCSB Physics Department, Professor Ruth Merekle. People should support their local library because it's a basic of our education, not only for children, but for adults and for seniors. We need the library also as a community center. Libraries are now places where people interact, and so very few people now really interact with real people.
I use the library all the time. I come to get audiobooks, and I use them when I'm on my elliptical trainer and can get two things done at once.
And you find you can get a variety of books?
I really can, and if the book that I'm interested in isn't in the library, they'll order it for me.
I use a lot of the library services. I check out audiobooks, so a lot of times during the day I listen to audiobooks. I check out paper books that I read, in the evening. We check out movies, so we can see a lot of, movies that we're interested in. So we use a lot of the different services that they offer, and it's great that they have the search the bigger library system, so you can get things, request from other libraries, and that makes a lot available.
Okay, I particularly like these monthly public lectures that are organized by the Friends of the Goleta Library. They bring in wonderful speakers talking about a variety of different subjects. I always find it entertaining and enlightening, and it's something I really look forward to.
It's a fabulous library, and it is so responsive and courteous. If there's anything I want, and I enlist the aid of somebody who works here, I got it. Let me say one more thing, and that is that my favorite reading nowadays, at my age, is off the list of classics. So bookstores are not that useful to me.
Interesting, okay.
But the library is wonderful.
Well, it's a good resource for all kinds of questions. The internet's helpful, but a lot of times having something in your hand, concrete, is very useful. The librarians are extremely helpful, and it's just a good place sometimes just to get away. You want to read, good collection of periodicals, papers, and just good resource. And sometimes it's just good to browse something, and something will strike your fancy, like a DVD or something that you hadn't thought about, and pops out, take it home, and it's very handy, very easy to do. Yeah, I think sometimes as you browse through the library, you see things that you hadn't thought about, and it piques your interest, or something you may not be thinking about at the moment, but it comes back and it works out very, very well.
Well, I find it particularly useful because I borrow things for programs, and I borrow books to read, and the service is tremendous. I really appreciate it.
When you say you borrow for programs, you mean TV programs? Or?
No, programs like the men's club where I live.
So what type of thing do you play at the men's?
A DVD, usually.
Like educational?
Right. I have one now on drones, which is coming up next Tuesday.
It's a nice, quiet place to study. The atmosphere here is, conducive to focusing on whatever it is that you're trying to learn, and the people here are all very helpful and friendly.
It's mostly that we get DVDs of the old movies. Instead of watching TV, we'd use it for that. And then we did take out books. I just took out one recently. And it's not really close to me, but I like this library very much.
I find the library useful. I have a little child, and we go to the story times in the morning, and we get new books every week, and we like it very much, all the activities that are offered for children.
Nice. And children like real books as well as tablets and online, is that right?
Yes. She reads a lot of books. When she's still small, she just looks at the pictures, but I like her not having all the electronic stuff.
I love being able to bring my kids so that they can look at a wide range of books and have a chance to explore new things.
Okay, hi, I'm Afaf. I use the library extensively to borrow books. I bring my children to get books that they need for school. But when they were little, my daughter calls this as their second home. And she just loves it.
I use the library all the time. I am a big fan of the mystery section, and I use the recorded books constantly. I very much enjoy it, and I can get them all from interlibrary loan through the library here, and it keeps me in books indefinitely. So.
The main role of library is also as a community center. We have everything from coloring sessions to knitting groups for premies or to give away to charities. We also have the rooms are used for our community groups. They can be rented. People also meet during events and they interact, and so much now is done online and so little is done person to person. I also think that it's extremely important for children to be exposed to books. My children got library books by the time they were babies, and we can see our young patrons, the toddlers, have library cards, and they come and they pick 3-4 books. Even if they don't read them, they have the books, they handle them, they open them. The contact with books is also a contact not only with the picture, and it is also a contact with the written word. And that is something that you can get through a library. We do not have bookstores anymore. Here we have Chaucer's and a couple of used bookstores, but all the big bookstores are gone, which is a shame for a city like Santa Barbara or Goleta with a university. So libraries have now become the repository of all this wealth of knowledge, of exposure to the world, of seeing something that is not exactly what you think or what you want to see, that you will get on the internet, where you can click only on what fits into your own opinions.